He goes to God. He said, we ain't got nothing to drink because the water here is bitter. Goes to God saying, God, these knuckleheads you trying to get to the promised land are really working my reserve nerve. God says to Moses, Bro Frank, look at the tree. Take the tree, throw it in the water, and the water will be sweet. Makes Kool-Aid for him right there. I make Kool-Aid for my family. Makes the water sweet. They drink it and say, wow, God is with us. And so is Moses. They start on the journey a little bit more. They get hungry and start complaining. Moses, look what we starving to death. I mean, if I were, see, God knew who to send. Because Marcia, you know, I have a low tolerance for foolishness. Y'all know that sometimes I go a little wild and sometimes I'll snap on y'all because I have a low tolerance for foolishness. And you know, I would have been the first one ready to call a church conference and say, now listen, God got y'all out of Egypt like you wanted. He gave you water to drink. He got you across the Red Sea. Why every time something come up, you want to come to the pastor and say it's your fault? And all I got is about 100 and so of y'all that are Corinthians. He had over 400,000 people he was trying to get from bondage to the promised land. It's hard for me to get y'all from your home to church for more than 2 hours and 10 minutes. And he was trying to get them to the promised land. I don't know if I could have been Moses. That's why he brought Moses and not me. And so Moses goes to God, Kashara and Philip, and says, they're hungry. Here we are at verse 16. He rains down bread for them. And he tells Moses to tell them, don't be greedy. Verse 16, he says, tell them to go out and get what they need for one day and come back home. Undoubtedly, there was some knuckleheads. Sister Sarah said, oh, shoot, I don't know what Moses talking about. I'm here to get enough for my whole family for the whole week. That's not what God said. Look at somebody and tell them, preserve your prophetic portion. Now, that's the children of Israel. Can I bring it up to date for y'all? Some of y'all eat out every day. But when it comes to Sunday, you ain't got no money to give God. Preserve portions daily. Y'all not feeling this. I got the Holy Ghost this morning. Y'all not hearing me. Check out. He says, watch this. Tell them to go out and get enough for one day and no more. So what am I trying to tell you? Touch somebody and say, budget. Don't get up and leave home with $100 in your pocket, and when you get back home, you don't know where none of it went to. That's why pastor don't carry cash. He writes a check for everything. I can tell you where every dollar of my money goes. I even write a check for my haircut. Because I preserve my prophetic portion. I'm not going to get to the end of the week and say, oh Lord, where my money went to? Where my tithe, where my offering? I preserve that. I know where it is. But some of you guys don't budget. And so you wait for dividend time. Bam, there it is right there. And you wait for income tax time and you try to make it between those two. And you keep having kids because then you get another dividend. Preach, Justice. I'm doing the best I can. For the military folk, you keep having more because you get an allotment. You and your wife don't get along, but you keep popping out babies for checks. Touch somebody and say, he's on it today. He's on it today. It must be the royal blue suit. It must be. And so he says to them, tell them to go out, Brother Leonard, get what they need for a day and no more. Pastor, what are you trying to say to me? Get a budget for each day, and guess what? No more. Once you have spent what you've allotted for that day, I don't care if everybody got a 90% off sale. You don't spend it. God, it gets quiet when I talk about money every summer. But But y'all know I'm talking good now. You know I'm on your street because you're quiet. You need to make some noise so I can't tell who I'm talking to. He says, preserve your prophetic portion.